Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have a beginner build for you. A Holy Man, so it's based on the Holy Fire. And this build is really powerful and accessible. I was trying to do my best to focus on things that new players will need the most, and legendary perks are not required. There is one legendary perk that is recommended as soon as you will hit level 50, but you can play without any. And here is the special. That's the special. There is no legendary special, so what you see here is what you need to run this build. Now, in regards to perks that we have equipped, of course, all the heavy gunner perks, Trawling Pharmacy, if you want to carry a lot of stimpaks or other chems, not essential. If you don't want to carry them, you will have 3 points free to give yourself different carry weight or faster reload speed. Then under Perception, Panapictographies, there is nothing really needed, and I noticed completing challenges with those magazines for atoms takes lots of time, so faster you start, faster you finish. Under Endurance we have Essentials, Life Giver and Fireproof. Those two alone and Power Armor will make you a super tank. As super tank as you can be early game. So you will be good to go. After that we have Charisma. There are mutations, all of them exactly in this build, because that's the cheapest approach. And Tenderizer will increase your damage. It's very important, the most important Charisma perk of them all. Tenderizer. And we have one rank of Friendly Fire when you need to help your allies, all friendly NPCs. After that, Intelligence, Essential is stabilized, and Gunsmith is here so you almost never fix anything. You don't need any repair kits, you don't need any materials, so that will be rather easy. And we have batteries included. Ammo tend to be heavy, and fusion cores, everything tend to be heavy. If you can manage your weight so well that you don't need it, feel free to swap it for first aid or whatever else you like. After that, under Agility again, carry weight and Adrenaline for damage. Max out Adrenaline, as there is no better perk under Agility for a heavy gunner build than Adrenaline. Through Haika, again, not essential. You can have it, you don't need it. If you will choose not to use it, you can run Action Boy or just nothing at all and move 3 points to other category that will be more beneficial for you. Then under Luck we have Bloody Mess for damage, Ricochet for tankiness, and Luck of the Draw here. Together with Gunsmith, your Holy Fire is like immortal. Then Class Freak, as we are running all the mutations, this one is very important, essential, you must have it to perform very well. Legendary perks, as I said, mostly unequipped, even though I have those slots. I decided to keep my Master Infiltrator, and yes, I have them max out. Just because I have all of them max out, you don't upgrade those two. If you are a new player, you unlock your first 2 slots, yes, do equip What Rats, and Master Infiltrator, do not upgrade. Save your perk points for special legendary cards and upgrade those later. You don't really need those to upgrade it. It's not too much of a benefit if you upgrade them, so just don't upgrade them. Keep rank 1. They will serve the purpose. And What Rats is here purely for convenience, as we have all the mutations, we don't want to lose them, so we cannot use Radaway unless there would be a Star Genes, but Star Genes takes extra space, and when you run all the mutations, you don't really need it. Later on, when you will be slowly changing into only the mutations that you need, when you will be able to afford what you need from serums, then it will be a different story, and I would then recommend replacing What Rats, slowly maybe trying to get to use Plague with lower health, and using Brahmin Milk for rat management, or adding Star Genes, that's even better, just adding Star Genes after you unequip What Rats. Now, about the gear, I'm trying to make it as accessible as it is possible. Mutation maybe I will show you, but all of them. If you will get carnivore like me, or you will get herbivore. Doesn't matter, as you don't really need any food. You just have all mutations. And if you don't know how to get all the mutations, I have a guide how to get all the mutations for free in 15 minutes. So you will get them all. As you can notice, I'm not running any buffs, any food buffs at this moment. Neither I'm eating or drinking. I'm starving and I'm dehydrated. It's all okay. Now, if you noticed, or you didn't, but I will tell you, there is empath, so that increased damage you are taking, but with Class Freak it's not bad, you are still super tanky. And there is grounded, that gives you a lot of energy resist, but reduced damage of the flamer by 13%. I was thinking long about it. Is it too much? Is it too penalizing? But after playing with this build for 2 hours, I decided this penalty is not huge. You can still perform very well with Holy Fire, so you don't need to stress about it. And later on, of course, when you will be able to afford all your serums, you just drop what you don't want to have on the build. As I said about the gear, it's just plain excavator power armor. I have a lot of stuff that I like to carry, so I added calibrated shocks, but early on you don't need them. And why excavator? By default, it gives you 100 carry weight capacity bonus, which is huge, and you can unlock plans early on in the game. From Garahan Mining Headquarters, you just need to read the poster outside about excavation competition and then follow the quest to unlock all the plans and craft your set. So it's available early, you don't need to make it legendary. As well, I do not recommend making it legendary early. You will be better off saving legendary modules and then spending them to make legendary Union power armor when you will be able to afford enough stamps to buy Union set of power armor. About the weapons, Holy Fire as is. The only modification you will need is Napalm Tank, so you will either scrap a lot of regular flamers to unlock it, or ask a friend to modify it for you. The stars that are on it, it's how it drops from Beast of Burden event, so you don't need any changes. It's perfect as is. If later on you will have 2, and you would like more power, you can try for armor penetration, anti-armor version, but that's later and optional. Then your secondary weapon, when you will need more range, or you will be running low on fuel, that shouldn't really happen, as enemies drop a lot of fuel currently, you can use Final Word. And again, this is a guarantee weapon, so you don't need any luck obtaining it. You do the Beckett questline. Beckett is possible ally. You do the Beckett questline, and when you finish it, you will get your Final Word, exactly as this one. And it is already a perfect roll for this build. So everything super accessible. I'm thinking about you new players, and I was trying to design everything as easy as it is possible to get a hang on game, on endgame content before you start experimenting with more endgame builds, with consumables and so on. This build do not really require any aid, food and drink. You don't really need it. Any of that. It's there. When you have a time, take a look. You don't need it. Now, how it performs, let me demonstrate. And if you have any questions like, is this build powerful enough to go and start dropping nukes? Absolutely yes. The answer is absolutely yes. Can you take this build and do expeditions solo? Again, yes. Can you use this build for all the quest lines and do them solo? Again, answer is yes. Can you use this build and play efficiently before you put your hands on the Holy Fire? The answer is yes. The Final Word is already powerful enough. As you can see, all of them very ammo efficient, so you shouldn't have problem with your ammo either. None of those weapons really break. I mean, it will happen eventually, but I was playing a lot, and look at my Final Word condition, still over the bar. Look at my Holy Fire condition, barely touch, and I'm mainly running this weapon, firing a lot, it's not taking much of a hit. Can you deal with flying creatures like Scorch Beast? Oh, and if you are new to Scorch Beast, what I recommend as approach for a Scorch Beast, because you have Adrenaline perk under Agility, start from just shooting regular Scorch, kill them first. As well, there is a chance that Scorch Beast will just land when you will be fighting those Scorch. Of course, after fight, don't forget to loot all those ammo. Ammo is precious early on. And if Scorch Beast will not land after you fight those all those Scorch, you can crouch. That increase accuracy, not everyone knows. Even if you are a heavy gunner, you will not be stealthy, but you will fire more accurately with your 50 cal. And as you can see, even if she's flying around, thanks to all the damage boost, you have enough damage to kill her. And no, Holy Fire cannot be used when she's flying. There is not enough range. Even though the weapon card is showing crazy high range on Holy Fire, it is not the case. And here we go. The Scorch Beast is down. And there is still some... yeah, one more Scorch. Everyone's killed. Then it's time to just pick up all your loot. You will be getting ammo back for most cases. Can you do daily ops solo? Yes, you can do daily ops solo as well with this build. One thing I would not recommend you try to do solo with this build is endgame bosses. Even if you will succeed, you will use way too much ammo. For endgame bosses solo, you need a speedrunner build, endgame build, full DPS build. This is good for everything, and endgame bosses, and what are the endgame bosses? Scorch Beast Queen over here, or the Titan at Nuka World on tour, or the Colossus at Mononga Mine. Those are 3 endgame bosses. For those, don't do it on solo on private server. Do it on adventure server, some people will join, and then you absolutely can kill those bosses in reasonable amount of time when someone is there with you. If you want to spec more into endgame, I plan to follow up this build with Holy Man Plus, which will be full endgame build based again on the Holy Fire and its counterpart perfect rolls, because it can be rerolled, and then you can check what will be the development from this build into full DPS endgame monster in power armor with all the best gear, so you will see what the goals can be. Here I am focusing on easy start, and this build is a guaranteed easy start into the game. And what you do if you are before, like if you are not yet around level 50 and 50 plus, you are just starting, just follow my total beginner noob guides, as you can change the build anytime at train station after level 25, so it will be good. And that being said, I hope you will enjoy this build, and if you have any questions, please check the comment section. Now, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.